Hello, and welcome to the backyard boogie boogie oogie baby. This is Queen Bee on my podcast, which is Alear.org, where we promote good health, well-being, and divine balance. Today, I'm kind of going down memory lane, listening to some old school music, and just reflecting back on the many artists I've seen, met, interacted with, puff puff pass with, and all of that. So I'm going to share this story about none other than George Clinton. Yes, George of P Funk. Me and my first husband were at a concert up at UMKC to see the Parliament. That was my second time seeing him. I'll go back later and tell you a story from the first time because each time is a wild experience. Okay, when we were sitting about 3 rows back from the stage. No, I digress. Headed in, people are looking around to see if they can peep them coming in. Because mind you, this is a college campus. So I see these 3 cats, and they dress kind of different. One had on some boots with some little skinny pencil-like heels and shit. And I noticed that they had instruments. So I said, "Oh, there they go." So I'm gonna run behind them. I'm running in place because my husband had me by my collar. He said, "Girl, you can't go in there with them." He said, "You'll never be the same if you come out of there." So that was just a little fun thing. So now at the same concert, me and my husband are sitting up toward the front. So everybody's puffing and smoking and passing joints and whatever. We had like a little we always had our little paraphernalia. And we had like an arrow shaped hashish pipe. So we had laced some hashish in ours and put a little weed. And George had a joint. So he interchanged with us for our pipe and his joint. And we all hit each other's stuff and then passed it back. That was the second thing of the concert that made the concert for me. Third thing was he was in his performance coming through the crowd and he was singing his song, "I Call My Baby," and it's P-U blank blank Y. And so he's going through the crowd, gyrating and looking crazy, and his makeup and stuff he had on was like really weird. And his hand is up to his face, and his tongue is sticking out like this. And he's singing the song, "I call my baby." So he tapped my ex-husband, or my first husband, on the shoulder. Back then, we were wearing cornrows, afros, all of that. My ex had my first husband had long hair, afro set out to his shoulders, and his mom had braided it going in a circle, kind of like a chick on his head. So from behind, he looked like a rod. And so when George did that to him, mushed his face and had his tongue sticking between his fingers, my husband looked up and said, "Man, I ain't no bitch." And pushed him off. Another true story. And I'm going to say Baswa to my listening audience until I conquer the African language. But this is your African cowgirl, and this is all in fun. Love and blessings. Till next time.